Good morning. Thank you very much for the time and the opportunity that given to me. So, first of all, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Madigita Nanda Pramudia Chandrawardani, and everyone usually call me Gita. So, in today's presentation, I'd like to present about one big. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. So, in today's presentation, I'd like to present about article summary, and the title is On Becoming a Group Worker, written by Josh Claymoons, 2011. Alright, so yeah, in today's presentation, I'd like to cover some points that very important. The first is about the introduction according to the article, and then the second one is about pre-group planning for the ESL group that include 2 points and that are pre-group planning consideration and additional pre-group planning consideration. And then the third one is mutual aid in an ESL group. And then the fourth one is reflections on the beginning stage of the ESL group. So in the beginning, there are two session group. There are first group sessions and second group session. So next, the fifth topic is about reflection on the middle stage of the ESL group. So in the middle stage, there are two sessions also, such as fifth and sixth group sessions and seven group sessions. And at the sixth topic, that is about reflection on the ending stage of the ESL group. So the 10 group session is include. And then the last topic is about conclusions and discussions. All right, so let's begin with the introductions. So, the author has discussed a lot about traditional ESL teaching practice, such as placing teacher in front of the class when teaching, arranging student placement in class, and asking students to raise their hand if they want to ask a questions. But the author realized that such practice does not provide any feedback. And then over time, the authors found methods and systems that became the center of ESL teaching, which is forming forming groups in classes to achieve common goals. So, according to the author, social group work gives rise to an appropriate perspective on ESL teachings. So yeah, and then the application of the concept of social group work is very effective for adult ESL teaching because then it can unite individuals from different ethnics and regions so that they can share common needs. And then, in addition, social groups provide a forum of sharing information, solving problems, and building communities. And those all of three are the natural environment needed in the concept of social group work. Alright, so in this article, the authors prove the benefit of using social group work theory and practical concept to teaching adult ESL. And then there are three. There are three. The first is the author also the first is um the benefit of using social group work theory and practical concept to teach adult ESL. And then the second one is the authors also ensure how to approach used to teach ESL evolved as a result of the study of social group work. And The author also discussed how to apply the concept of group planning, build a mutually supportive environment, and apply theoretical understanding of group work. So this allows the ESL class to develop into a more complete group learning experience. Yeah, so next. Yeah, this is about pre-group planning for the ESL group. So pre-group preparation provides the foundation and framework needed to apply groups to success. So the author used Kurland's pre-group planning model. It is by Kurland and Salman 1998. And the pre-group planning process considers several things such as how many members there will be, predictable similarities and differences, identifying individual needs or problem each member has, and determining with one another agreed goals. And then pre-group planning consideration that is include the author identifies the purpose of the interim group, which is to help members better cope with life in the United States. And then, such as this goal may cover a wide range of individual needs, such as language acquisitions, discrimination issues, um, fear of failure to talk about children's school problems, and employment issues. So, over time, the goals can be adjusted as desired. Regarding the context, apart from group work as a large group, the author also plans to spend time when the class is divided into small groups to discuss certain topics. Yeah, so in additional pre-group planning consideration, there will be in the process of working on class planning, the author feels that there are risks and dangers regarding the plans he made, and then the author believes that preparation and practice are very important and a strong commitment is needed for it. So, the author must be believed in the preparation he did because the author assumes that problems will arise when he doubts that the plans that have been prepared, and then the author argues that it is not new if we are faced with new challenges. Fear is the dominant one. And then even fear can hinder a student's desire to take the necessary opportunities to grow. As a part of planning process, the author remember that one way to help overcome fear is to create a positive and supportive environment. So yeah, we'll move on to mutual aid in an ESL group. So the author states that one of the planned ways to lead groups that differ from previous ESL classes is to try to provide feedback. So, in group work, members need to feel safe and supported to help each other grow. They have to trust each other that it is acceptable to give their opinion to the teacher and can be done without raising their hand or waiting for their turn to be called. So group members should be able to unhesitatingly establish group rules in which mutual cooperation should be developed. Yeah. Next, we move on to reflection on the beginning stage of the ESL group. So, Kurlan and Salman 1998 argue that the initial stage is the main foundation in a group. Kurlan and Salman 1998 also argued that it's a normal for members in a new group to feel awkward. Sometimes excitement and anxiety are present so that the desire to learn and grow is mixed with fear and self-doubt. Also, outer aspect is the role of workers at the start of a new groups is to provide a certain level of structure. Kurlan and Salman 2006. So thus the group can define terms and clarify objectives. Workers must provide direction, set boundaries, and generally accept their power to be more active. Yeah, there are first group sessions. On the first day, the author entered the group. The author is greeted by a multi-ethnic, multinational, multilingual group individuals such as Latin, North African, South Asian, and Middle Eastern Arab. And then the composition of the group varies, but there are also some similarities, like the reason why, where, and with whom they live in United States. And then the writer who acts a teacher in the ESL class is aware that being in the classroom is something new for them. So in these new groups, the writer catches expressions such as joy, fear, and anxiety, even blank face that are very obvious. And then the new group consisted of 11 students, and then mm, the writer who at that time became the teacher in the group changed the chair arrangement to be circular because the author considered that it will create a fair environment and encourage group members to be more active. And then the writer greets them and adds that they should not be afraid to make mistake. The author agrees that making mistake is important and is the only way to learn. Also, to lighten the mood, engaging individuals directly and getting them to talk is the next important thing. Then the writer advised each individual that they should take the risk. Um, I'm sorry. So then the writer advised each individual that they should take the risk by asking each other about everything, and that way they will become closer and feel comfortable while ESL learning. And then, as a final exercise, the author asks individuals to remember the name of each member of the group. By the end of the first group, the authors felt that they had made progress in overcoming fear and anxiety, getting to know each other, and feeling confident and comfortable in learning ESL. Move to the second group sessions. So after a week of running, the writer divided the members into smaller groups and asked them to discuss their week off. And then the members seem agree to learn and talk, share, and socialize. Even in the early stage of this ESL class, members open up and share their problem, fears, and perspectives. On the other hand, the writer who was a teacher at the time was relieved that his students felt comfortable with each other during the learning process, and when the second class ended, the writer noticed that the people continued to talk as they left the room. Also, one of the most positive developments seen growing from the ESL classroom is the sense of community that is starting to take root among the class group members. Yeah. So, next, reflection on the middle stage of the ESL group. There is fifth and sixth group sessions. So during the fifth or sixth grade meeting, the writer saw groups members enter another stage of development. The members carry more responsibilities. Within the group, roles are assigned, with some members taking internal leadership positions, and these are the members the group relies on to ensure that the discussion progress and environment has a change to speak. And then the group members agreed to commit to a clearer group goal, and it was decided to each week they would start by talking about interesting things. Move to the 7 group sessions. In the 7 sessions, the author introduced role play to group to help members explore issues that are troubling them, and then the writer has used role playing in ESL class before, so the author suggested to class members that role playing could involve talking on the phone with the children's teacher or dealing with homeowners or neighbors. Another theme that emerges through role playing is the fear of being seen as stupid. So many members confess it that they believe their English was not good enough, so to be used outside of class, that others would not understand them or might laugh at them. Such as fear can be paralyzing and may discourage group members from finding better jobs or reaching out to children teachers. With encouragement from the group, the role playing members begin to give themselves the opportunity to take advantage, and in playing the role, they explore their fears about their not good enough English, and they receive feedback about their fears and realize that they are not alone in their feelings. Next, reflection on the ending stage of the SL group. Yeah. Speaking of endings, Kurland and Salman 1998 suggests that workers during the final stage should return to taking on a more active role, helping members bring closure to current experience and providing a positive frame of reference for viewing future experience. And then, in addition to the end of the group as a whole, the relationship between workers and group members also ends, as does the relationship between members. So, the experience evaluation is also useful as it helps members to consolidate, stabilize, and ultimately transfer what was learned in the group to future situations. Yeah, so there is 10 group sessions. In the final class, the group talks about the progress that has been made, about what individual members have learned and by the group as whole. And then there is sadness, but there is also hope. Plans for the next steps from which each member would go from here were discussed. So at that moment, the writer reflected on the experience and was filled with gratitude for being a part of something new. Yeah. So now we at the ending of my presentation. So I would like to um, present some of point about the conclusions. So the first is utilize the theoretical and practical knowledge learned in the social group work course. The author significantly transform and improve teaching in ESL classrooms, and then the author can visualize the class as a group with the concept of pre-group planning, mutual assistance, and stage theory contributing to the improvement of group facilitation, and then social group work theories and concepts can play an important function in helping agency-based ESL classes to better serve client needs. And then, as these classes generally attract clients with similar goals, applying the concept of social group work practice can help shore up service gaps and enhance the classroom experience for intermediate to advanced level English learners. Also, to effectively implement the inclusion of this concept of group work, effort should be made to educate and train ESL classroom instructor in social group work practice. All right, so that's all what I have to say. I hope you guys can get my point. And then thank you very much for the intention. And then if there is any question, please contact me at my email gitanandapramunjachanaw@gmail.com or my WA WhatsApp contact, and then you can find me at 3F class. Alright, so thank you and have a nice day.